There comes a moment in everyone's life when something or someone you thought was permanent suddenly disappears. No warning, no explanation, just silence and a space you can't fill. And in that silence, your heart begins to whisper, why? Why did Allah take them away? Why now? Why me? Zara had always believed that love meant forever, that the people who made her smile today would walk beside her until the end. But Allah's plan is not built on forever, it's built on purpose. Every person in your life is sent for a reason. And when that reason is complete, Allah writes their exit. She remembered every shared laugh, every prayer together, every plan that never happened. And suddenly, she felt the ache of emptiness. A silence so heavy that even her dua sounded hollow. But what she didn't know was that this emptiness was not a punishment. It was an invitation back to Allah. Sometimes Allah removes someone because He knows their presence is delaying your growth. Sometimes He hides a face so you can finally seek His guidance. And sometimes He takes away what you love most to show you what real love means. One morning, Zara opened the Quran, and her eyes rested on the story of Prophet Ibrahim. A story that wasn't about pain, but trust. About a heart that learned to love Allah more than the entire world. When Allah asked Prophet Ibrahim to sacrifice his beloved son, it wasn't because He wanted to see him suffer. It was because He wanted to see how much he trusted Him. Would he choose love or the one who gave it? In that test, Prophet Ibrahim showed the highest form of faith. He didn't run, he didn't question, he surrendered. And in return, Allah replaced his pain with mercy, his sacrifice with honor, and his test with reward. Zara read those verses again and again, realizing maybe Allah doesn't take people away to hurt us. Maybe He's teaching us what Prophet Ibrahim already knew. That love is not about holding on, but about letting go with trust. It takes strength to release what you love, but it takes faith to believe that Allah will fill that space with something better. Because when Allah takes away, He always replaces. Maybe not with a person, but with peace. She began to notice how Allah was healing her quietly. Through early morning stillness, through Quran verses that spoke directly to her pain, through random acts of kindness that reminded her Allah never left. Prophet Ibrahim was called Khalilullah, the friend of Allah. Not because he had everything, but because he gave up everything and still said, I am content. That is trust, that is love, that is faith. So, if Allah has taken someone from you, a friend, a dream, a relationship, remember this, it's not loss, it's direction. One day, you'll look back and realize what you cried for was the beginning of your transformation. That every departure was an answered dua, every heartbreak a hidden blessing, every silence a conversation with Allah. Zara stood on the hill as dawn painted the sky gold. For months, her heart had been searching for answers, in people, in memories, in pain. But that morning, she found it in silence, in the stillness between her breaths. She felt something she hadn't felt in a long time, that is peace. Sometimes Allah closes a door, not because it's over, but because He's protecting your soul from what would break it. Sometimes He delays a meeting because your heart still needs healing. And sometimes He removes a person, so your love can finally find its true direction, toward Him. Zara smiled, not because life was perfect, but because she was finally learning to see Allah in everything. In every heartbreak, every silence, every ending that led to a new beginning. Because when you trust Allah's plan, even pain starts to feel like guidance. Maybe the person you lost was never meant to stay, because their role in your story was only to bring you closer to your author. And maybe the ache in your heart is not a wound. It's a reminder that Jannah is the only place where love never ends. So, next time something is taken away, don't say, "Why me?" Say, "Ya Allah, guide me." Because behind every loss, there's love, His love. Behind every ending, there's an opening, His mercy. And behind every pain, there's a promise that if you're patient, He will return what's yours in a way far better than you imagined. Because sometimes the greatest gift Allah gives you is the strength to let go.